Alright, what is up, y'all? We are here today with week 3 of the PBL Professional Battlers League. We go against AlexGTE, who has a squad consisting of a scary squad, should we say. Mega Medicham, Suicune, Nidoqueen, Serperior, Incineroar, Fortress, Starmie, Vikavolt, Thundee, Goodra, and Mew. So, looking at his team, immediately, Mega Medicham is scary as all hell. Fortress is kind of a pain in the ass. Starmie, I do not want to see because, we be stacking them hazards, and I'm not trying to just have them spun away. Vikavolt is actually pretty decent versus me with the right coverage, and then Thundee as well, I think is the more likely choice, but, and then Goodra and Mew are always fun. Goodra and Incineroar just completely wall the shit out of my Blacephalon. So, in team building, I kind of just assumed that it'll be something like AV Incineroar, because I just completely walls my tits off. Like, I just can't do anything. I can't even Will-O-Wisp. If I trick it, then I have an AV, which is kind of fucking pointless, so like, why even try, And I kind of need the speed tier so I can outspeed stuff. Like the Serperior, which I believe outspeeds me by like 5 points or something. It's retarded. Yeah, looking like, I don't know, man. He has a couple potential Scarfers. I could see Nidoqueen being Scarf. I could see Thundee being Scarf. And then he's got Mew in the background, just tying everything together. So it's a lot, man. But I think we built a pretty good team for it. We got our Black Sludge Amoonguss right off the bat, just to help deal with stuff like Suicune, as well as Serperior. We do have I thought we had HP Fire. Never mind. We cannot touch the Fortress, so that's great. But we're just Max Pedef, basically just here to soak up hits. This helps deal with Goodra as well. I can Toxic it. Can deal with Thundee all day. I kind of deal with Vikavolt, but Specs Bug Buzz is going to hurt. And then, yeah, I can't really switch in on Starmie. But Spadef Amoonguss is just really good versus like half of his team, so that's great. I don't want Crocoon coming in here and just Calm Minding, so we gotta have the Clear Smog, and then we can set this up on the rest turns and whatnot. And there's Giga Drain just to hit stuff. Yeah. Then we have our Suicide lead, Almastar, who is actually weak armor this time. I think he was shell armor last week on accident, and that could have bit me in the dick, so I'm glad that didn't happen. But basically, I needed a lead that didn't allow Suicune to set up, so we got the Haze on there, just in case. I know it kind of defeats the purpose of the weak armor, because, if I get my boost, then I'll be hazing it away, but I will take no speed and my defense stat back over having a +1/+1 Suicune, or even more than that. So, basically, I can just set up rocks, I can set up spikes, I can scald things, and this actually beats the lead Fortress 1v1. I know he likes to bring lead Fortress, so Modest Scald does over half. If I get a burn, he ain't doing dick cheese to me with Earthquake, and I actually know he's quite fond of Explosion, it seems like, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, it's just really good versus him. Nothing on his team appreciates burns, and I spike stacks. I stack spikes on like a lot of stuff. So then back again once again is Scarf Blacephalon, because why run any other set than Scarf Blacephalon? This boy is like fucking special Kartana, basically, kinda not quite as strong and equally as frail on like both sides, but yeah, it's really good versus him, man. I can just kind of click Shadow Ball versus almost everything except for the Goodra and the Incineroar. So if I can deal with those, which I do have stuff for, then it'll be fun on a bun. So I got the Toxic on there just because if he's gonna switch in the Incineroar or the Goodra every time anyways, I might as well get a Toxic off. I don't actually know if it gets pursued. I'm gonna assume it does because it's a Dark type, but yeah, Toxic that thing, and then I got something like Amistar or Zygarde to go in too on the Fire or the Dark move. Then we have our fucking signature set, apparently. I run a lot of the same sets. I never noticed that. Wow, I'm bad. But we got E-Belt, Volt Absorb, Jolteon, just enough speed to outspeed like everything on his team, I think. What's the fastest? It outspeeds Serp, that's what it is, I believe. Yeah, outspeeds Serp, and then, yeah, just like the rest in HP and a little bit in defense. So E-Belt actually just runs through his team, man. I got super effective coverage for just about everything on the team. and Thunderbolt and Volt Switch are going to be hitting everything nicely. His only what is it? His only ground type is looking like Nidoqueen, so HPS will deal with that. And then we got the Thundy with the Volt Absorb, but Hidden Power Ice with the E-Belt is a 2-shot, especially after rocks. Then we got that boy finally bringing Dragonium Z on the Zygarde. I'm adamant, just threw the rest in HP and just enough speed to where I outspeed everything at like +1. And then with Adamant Nature, if he's not bold, max defense, max HP Suicune, we actually kill it with the +1 Dragonium Z. But if he is good old Crocoon, then I will need to get to +2, or potentially try to like sub up or something, so I at least get 2 hits off or something like that. I don't know. We gotta play around on old Suicune. And then Mew is obviously always there. He can just run max defensive on that thing too with Ice Beam, and I only have 1 Dragonium Z, you know, so I only get 1 kill with this thing basically if he brings both. Then we have a Rock Polish Mega Diancie, which absolutely just sweeps through this man's team with Moonblast, Earth Power, Power Gem. I just fucking run through this man's shit. And Diancie's so fast, I don't even have to run anywhere near max speed to be able to outspeed like the majority of his team. And then when I Rock Polish, I outspeed Scarfers and stuff. So I think I EV'd this to outspeed Scarf Superior, if I remember correctly. This was like 7 months ago, so this is a long time. But yeah, with that being said, let's jump on into the battle, why don't we? So, as you can see, he brought the Fortress, the Medicham, the Thundurus, the Incineroar, the Suicune, and the Goodra. So, right off the bat, Blacephalon ain't doing dick. Like, it's really good to spam Shadow Ball, but he's got the Incineroar and the Goodra, you know, so like I gotta predict and go for Willows or something, or Toxics, I mean, or I can try to trick my shit, but it's looking like Scarf Thundurus, and that's actually a huge threat versus me. I do have the Jolteon, which absorbs, you know, the electric attacks, but if he's running like HP Ground or something, it's a pretty big threat. But looking at what he brought, fucking Zygarde does not have a bad time versus him because he didn't bring the Mew. He only brought the Suicune. So I'm looking pretty good as long as he if I play around everything nicely and I don't take unnecessary damage, because I think Medicham is liable to have Fake Out plus Bullet Punch. Fake Out to deal with my Zygarde stuff, and then Bullet Punch to deal with my Diancie. So that actually makes it harder to Rock Polish. So we're just going to lead right off with our Sash Lead Amistar, like we talked about. And Pokemon Trainer Alex is going to send the challenge. Look at them glasses. He throws out Dan Green, which is the Fortress. Yeah, this is not a bad situation for me at all. I can just Scald first turn and hope for a burn, kind of like last week, and just do stuff, you know? Like, I just Scald, and it's like nobody's business. Dan Green does not get a burn, but it does do over half. So he actually goes for the T-Spike, which I don't know if I agree with, because I have an Amoonguss right there. I think Rocks was definitely the better of the two to go for, or even a Spike, man, like, something like that. So, I go for my Rocks, and he actually goes for Explosion. I watched his previous battles. I know that man likes to explode, so I was like, fuck it, there's a good chance he's going to explode. I might as well get my Weak Armor boost as well as get my Rocks up, rather than just Scalding and killing him, you know? So, we get my Weak Armor. We're nice and speedy. Our defense fell, but we're actually still pretty bulky, even at -1, because I think he has 125 defense, which isn't bad at all. So he goes into the Medicham. And I know if he wants to go for something like Fake Out Drain Punch, then I'm going to get bodied. But either way, I stay in and I click Scald to turn 1 just to see what he wants to do. I'm expecting, like I said, Fake Out Drain Punch or Fake Out High Jump Kick. Although versus me, I don't even know if you need High Jump Kick, because my team is kind of weak to this guy. But he actually just goes hard for the Bullet Punch, which is kind of smart because it does guarantee the 2-hit KO. And as long as I don't burn him, it's kind of a no drawback play. 30% of the time, it's a great play. So I just go for the Scald. This is modest Scald, though. It does a shitload to Shiva, Kamini, Soma, Kanda, Kram over here. And I'm actually going to make a bit of a read for him to go for the Bullet Punch again. I'm going to switch in, absorb that T-Spike, all willy-nilly. Don't worry about it. And then he's going to go for the Bullet Punch. I'm Spadef, but it's an Amoonguss, bro. Like, it's still pretty bulky. And then I just regen all that off. No problem. I get my Black Sledge, but I don't even fucking need that shit. I just switch right back out. Sack off the Amistar. So, That way I get a free switch in to something of my choosing. And yeah, I just go down to Zen Headbutt. If he would have missed, it really wouldn't have mattered. He picked me off the next turn anyways, but it would have been funny. A lol and a half. So I can go right into our E-Belt Jolteon. I have the Expert Belt Shadow Ball, which is going to blow this thing away. If he wants to go into Goodra, I can Volt Switch on that and go into something like Diancie, or you know, he could read that play, so I might have to play a little around that though. But he goes actually into the Thundurus, and I go for the Shadow Ball, which is cool because he takes rocks and then he takes a good amount from the Shadow Ball. Spit Off Drop does not matter. HP Ice definitely kills from here. It does like 60%, I believe. So Hidden Power Ice does just take this guy out, and yeah, Thundurus did not get a kill, which is always cool with me because that boy has like 145 special attack, and I'm not trying to deal with all that. So this is where things get interesting. He goes into Incineroar, and I'm like, okay, this guy's AV. He's gonna eat the yeah, he's not AV. He is Earthquake. He's Scarf, and he locks himself into Earthquake, which just blows Scoot back. And for a brief second, I was kind of shook because I was like, I was gonna Volt into Diancie, and I'm so glad I didn't because he was Scarf with Earthquake. But I calced it. Earthquake does not actually break my sub, so I'm hoping he knows this, and he kind of has to go hard into Suicune, but he actually stays in Earthquakes. So I get a Dragon Dance off. He's doing like 23%. I don't know if it's a roll or what, so I don't actually go for the sub. I just go for the G-Dance, and I basically just want to leave myself at a range of health to where I live the Fake Out plus the Bullet Punch. Both of those things are doing about 20 to like 25% to me. So as long as I'm above 50%, I should be gold, Pony Boy, and Squishy should be set to sweep. So I have 2 Dragon Dances up. And this man does not have a switch in for Draconium Z. If he scouts for it, then I'm in a bit of a problem, but I don't think I have to make that read because at the end of the day, I still clean up. So 1,000 Arrows comes out and just absolutely blows away the Incineroar here, which is to be expected. And yeah, I'm +2 Zygarde right now, man. Back again once again with +2 Zygarde. And Suicune comes out. Takes the rocks damage, which is cool. So I'm pretty free here to just throw off my Draconium Z because he does not have a Fairy type. Actually on his team at all he does not have a Fairy type, so that's cool. Yeah, I just go for that devastating Drake. And Zygarde is going to shoot a second dragon out of his mouth, and we're gonna do all that. So like I was saying, the roll was at +2 I definitely killed, but at +1 if he was max defense I did not kill, even after rocks. And I actually found out after the battle he was like max HP Assault Vest, I believe. So actually I still killed him at +1 with the Draconium, so I had no way to predict that though, but I guess that does kind of make sense versus me to help deal with Jolteon and stuff. So he takes rocks. I'm expecting to take the Fake Out and the Bullet Punch, but he actually does not have the Fake Out, just goes for the Bullet Punch. That is doing, yeah, like 20%, and then 1,000 Arrows is going to kill 1,000 Metachamps here, and I believe his last Pokemon is the Goodra, right? Yeah, young Fluber comes out, shiny and drippy, and I think 1,000 Arrows kills if he just like max HP Assault Vest or something like that. But just to be sure, we go ahead and we Outrage and we take out the Goodra, and that is going to be G motherfucking G versus AlexGTE 4-0. So not bad. Actually, it's kind of funny. Our differential has gone down by 1 point every week. So week 1 we got a 6-0. Week 2 we got a 5-0. This week we get a 4-0. So if I get a 3-0 next week, I'm gonna. Oh man, I hope there's not more than 6 weeks in this league. But yeah, good game to Alex. We talked a bit after the match about sets and whatnot. That man actually prepped very hard for me, and I'm glad I was able to kind of hold offensive momentum because switching into stuff like his Incineroar was not very easy for me, and Suicune would have been very tough for me to break through, even though it wasn't Calm Mind, which was very nice of him to not Crocoon me. I do appreciate it, but yeah, it was a good game. You know, it was a lot of fun to play. And with that, I think we're done here. So go ahead and go ahead and subscribe, do all that bullshit. Check out Sleevecard because he's the real MVP and he recorded my battle once again. Check out AlexGTE, his link will be down below, as well as Sleevecards. And yeah, it'll be a good time. Thanks. Bye forever.